today we are down in Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia, guests of the Birthplace of Country Music Alliance. We come down here once or twice a year to celebrate country music and the fact that it was born right here in Bristol with the Bristol Sessions. And today we have an interesting lineup, including the man right here, JD McPherson, who is originally from Oklahoma. He's got a new record out here called Signs and Signifiers. And he went up to Chicago to record it?
Yes, Chicago, Campbell Street, the studio in the attic of Mr. Jimmy Sutton. And it's truly the closest thing to a chess records that exists anywhere in the world, and it's appropriate that's in Chicago. But
yeah, analog.
Yeah, and just the pool of musicians.
A little distortion on it, so it sounds like that sound.
Yeah,
a little.
It's got all the sound. It's got all the gear. It looks cool in there, and then also it's got the pool of musicians, which is the most important thing. The Chicago guys that Jimmy has that dug up from the clubs around Chicago are just like they're the best in the world to me. I mean, they're amazing guys. So.
Had you played with them before?
No, the recording session was the first time I ever played with them, and I just remember going in there with, I had a song that basically I wanted to completely emulate a Chuck Berry song. I'm just going to do a Chuck Berry song. I wrote one. He was like, that was what my intention was, and I was trying to communicate. I was like, I want this kind of Chuck Berry song, but sometimes when you play Chuck Berry songs with bands, they go and they immediately just, I remember Alex took a set of keys and put them on the ride so it would sizzle, and they did this just, flat tire groove, and it was perfect, and I was like, okay, this is not going to be an issue at all. These guys know this stuff backwards and forwards, so the whole recording session was that way.
Abigail Blue Bundy, is that you talking on my party line? Abigail Blue Bundy, is that you talking on my party line? Is that your pretty mama, or is it just my lonely mind? Since you went away and left me all alone, all I can do is stick by the telephone. Abigail Blue Bundy, is that you talking on my party line? Is that your pretty mama, or is it just my lonely mind? Hey!
At some point, someone who's really into music finds themselves like, okay, I'm digging for all this stuff, where do I look? So you look in rock magazines and all that kind of stuff, and I was really into some of the like punk and hardcore music that was happening in DC and LA like in the early 80s, and then the English stuff, and then the burgeoning kind of alternative music scene that was happening in the 90s when I was in high school. And it was really exciting, but being from rural southern Oklahoma, I couldn't really identify with that much. And in McAllister, there was a record store, and there was a girl working there, and she was cleaning out the bins, and she had a 2-disc Buddy Holly set and gave it to me, and it kind of just hit the spot. And because it was it was like exuberant and full of energy and all the stuff that I wanted, but it was a country guy, Texas guy. So it's
I was going to say, geographically, it's really not that much different. Southern Oklahoma, I'm from Texas myself originally. I know the landscape. Southern Oklahoma and all the way out to Lubbock is not a whole lot different.
Right.
It is kind of flat land, and it's country for sure.
Culturally, it's almost identical, whether the Texans want to admit it or not.
Yeah, no, it's true. There's no question about that. All that whole area there. Well, ask Jimmy LaFave, he knows.
Ooh, Farmer John, I'm in love with your daughter. Whoa, whoa, the one with the champagne eye. She knows that I love her, yet I see she tells me lies. Ooh, Farmer John, someday I will marry. Whoa, whoa, the one with the champagne eye.
Signs and Signifiers, featuring Jimmy Sutton and Alex Hall. JD McPherson is the band's name. You're going to hear him right here on Mountain Stage, and go see him when he comes to your neighborhood, because he'll be coming to a club or a concert or maybe a festival or something near you, and he puts on a great show live. That's the idea. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks.